The Kuwait National Development Plan sets the nation's long-term development priorities. It's organized around 7 pillars or areas of focus for investment and improvement. Economy. Develop a prosperous and diversified economy to reduce the country's dependence on oil export revenues. Kuwait National Petroleum Company announced igniting the first permanent flame in its environmental fuel project in Mina Abdullah refinery. In a press statement released, KNPC's CEO Mohammed AlTahnoon said that this is a huge step towards fully launching the project. On his part, Vice CEO for Mina Abdullah refinery, Mutlaq Al-Azmi, noted that the process was executed following environment and health safety measures. The environmental fuel project takes into consideration improving standards of Kuwaiti petroleum products and allowing Kuwait to invade international markets and compete with high-quality standards. It also works on decreasing emissions and pollutants according to the latest environmental criteria applied locally and internationally by expanding and improving Lahmidi and Mina Abdullah refineries. This project works on transforming fuel oil of high sulfur content to high-quality petroleum products of low sulfur content, with achieving optimal return of investment. The environmental fuel project is one of the world's largest refining projects and gives products of global specifications and transfers Kuwait's oil installments to the forefront in the world's refining companies. The project aims at developing Ahmadi and Abdullah Port refineries affiliated to Kuwait National Petroleum Company and includes the installation of 39 new units, upgrading of 7 units, and the closing of 7 others, with a focus on producing high-value products such as diesel and kerosene for export. The total cost of the project is 4.680 billion dinars, while 30% is financed by the company and the remaining 70% from Kuwaiti and foreign banks.
The Kuwait National Development Plan sets the nation's long-term development priorities. It's organized around 5 themes or desired outcomes and 7 pillars or area of focus for investment and improvement. Each pillar has a number of strategic programs and projects that are designed to have the most impact on achieving the vision of New Kuwait. Let's look at the top social media highlights regarding Kuwait development projects. From Kona account, development projects key to achieve Kuwait's 2035 vision. And from Kuwait account, 80 to 90% of 48 important development projects solved. And from Global Islamic Economy account, Kuwait's 2018-2019 development plan includes 20 large projects worth nearly $71.6 billion. For more information or details regarding Kuwait Development Account, please visit the website on the screen.
Abdul Hussein Abdul Rida Theatre was recently the stage of sheer delight, talent and creativity through an amazing South African musical concert. Performing live in front of an enthusiastic audience, South African jazz legend McCoy Morbata and his group delivered in what can only be described as stellar performance.
Well, it's not difficult. Music is a universal language, and although we've been here since Saturday, so I've been taking notes, I know what to do, I know what not to do, and we'll just be ourselves and be presentable, and all that, yes. I said jazz, African jazz, and I started back in the 70s, music in 1976, and then professionally in 1978, and back in the days, we were doing mostly American jazz, and then in the 80s, one evolved to traditional music, and then I fused that with jazz. That's what we're doing these days.
First of all, it's an honor to be here. It's also my first time, and in situations like this where we sing songs predominantly in a foreign language in Kuwait, we let the music speak for itself, because music is a universal language. So we'll just play it by ear and enjoy the vibe with the audience, basically.
The excellent function that we're going to have tonight, a uniquely South African jazz evening in partnership with the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters. And tonight we have one of our best jazz legends, Mkhubata, with his team, an excellent group of South African jazz music ambassadors. So we are happy to have them here tonight. And more importantly, we greatly appreciate the good partnership and support that we have been enjoying with the National Council to promote cultural relations and exchanges between South Africa and the state of Kuwait. And these have indeed brought us much closer to each other, to get an understanding between the peoples of South Africa and the peoples of Kuwait through this medium of music. So indeed, we say, if you haven't heard about it, it's not too late to come. We're starting very soon. So come one, come all. It's going to be a beautiful evening.
Born in 1959 in Cape Town's historic Langa Township, South Africa, Mkhubata grew up with the sounds of African music, the chants and rhythms of traditional healers, and the brassy jive of the Mary Max band, who rehearsed opposite his home, inspiring McCoy to become a musical legend.